Najveću regionalnu konferenciju o vođenju i upravljanju ljudima, Drive 2015, već 6. godinu zaredom organizuje posao.ba, prvi i vodeći portal za zapošljavanje u Bosni i Hercegovini. U proteklih 5 godina Drive je okupio preko 1200 učesnika i više od 100 lokalnih, regionalnih i svjetskih govornika. Jedan od ključnih govornika je i gost emisije Nepoznato lice, Jamil Qureshi, vodeći svjetski stručnjak za liderstvo. Nevjerovatni Jamil Qureshi osnivač je i suosnivač 3 konsultantske kuće, JQID, Do Things Differently i Loudhouse. Jamil je psiholog sa toliko raznovrsnim i zanimljivim iskustvom da mu malo ko može parirati u oblasti razvoja uspješnih ljudi. Radio je sa nizom najtalentiranijih osoba iz svijeta biznisa, ali i sporta. Razvijao mnoge sportske individue i kolektive. Jamil je radio sa nekoliko premiership timova u Engleskoj, par NBA timova, najboljim vozačima Formule 1 i sa 22 od 50 najboljih golfera svijeta. 2009. godine proglašen je jednim od najutjecajnijih ličnosti u britanskom sportu.
Mr. Qureshi, your keynote is about developing successful leaders. Is there a universal recipe on how to turn a good worker into a good leader?
There is no universal recipe on how to maximize the talent of people in the business. Everyone is different. However, I often think it's about cultivating the right attitudes and mindsets more so than giving people training. So we can teach people techniques and methods on how to be good leaders or effective role models in the business, but they may choose not to use those tools or techniques. The key is to get the willingness, the attitude and mindset for performance in the business by creating the right environment and culture to allow success to take place.
You have worked with a lot of sports teams as well as with large multinationals. How different is to deal with a sport club on one side and on the other side with corporation?
There is no difference between sports teams and business teams. As human beings, our fears, our desires are the same. So people wish to be successful, they don't wish to fail, and many of the motivations and influences are the same. So the key with working with any team is to make the most of the combined talent. So I believe in peer learning. I believe that people can learn from each other. It's about making sure that people see the benefit in sharing knowledge, coaching each other, and creating a team dynamic which allows people to be better by the interactions they have with each other.
When you are invited to work on the improvement of potential of a company or a sport team, where do you start?
It's a very good question to ask, where do you start when you are developing a team in sport or business? The key is to understand belief systems. We all have a way of seeing the world, and I think that we all can be better, not by upskilling, not by learning new things necessarily, but simply by seeing the world that we inhabit differently. It's by gaining a different perspective on our talent, on the people around us, the organisation or team that we represent, our customers, or what we're trying to achieve. So as soon as we start to understand how people see things, we can help people see things differently. And if people can construct a new mindset or attitude in regard to using their talent, they may choose to use their talents in a way that they haven't before. We sometimes think being better is about learning new skills. I think it might be about using the skills that we've already got in a different way to what we currently do. And once we start to obtain commonality of understanding in regard to belief system, we start to gain a common purpose. We start to head towards a common goal. So if we can establish a common goal and have a common viewpoint in that goal, then we can really start to channel and focus the talent in the team.
What is your greatest challenge so far?
People often will say to me that you've got 6 people to number 1 in the world. That must be very fulfilling. But actually, I prefer taking someone who is 500th in the world into the top 50. Because to take someone from number 5 in the world to number 1 isn't so much of a step change, but to go from 500s to top 50 is a big difference. And you are working sometimes with less raw talent. Sometimes people have less ability at those levels, but they make the most of that, their talent, by thinking in a way which constructs new possibilities for them.
You also spent some time with NASA astronauts. Tell us something about this experience.
I was very fortunate to work with NASA astronauts on the 2006 space program at Goddard Space Center. The work that I was doing was really based on recovery. And an important point for sports people and military personnel is how to recover well. So they have intense periods where they work really hard, but then how do you recover? How do you spend time relaxing in a way which allows you to get your energy back? Now, sports people do this very well and put lots of good time into this. People in the military can do it quite well as well. Business people don't do it at all. So sometimes people think that to be a successful business person is to pedal faster, is to do more, but we need to realize the difference between productivity and activity, and there's a real difference between the two.
Managerial stress and its bad influence have been talked about a lot over the last few years. How can it be channeled efficiently?
I think that the work balance ratio is an increasing problem for businesses and for executive leaders. People have meetings that finish at 10 o'clock and the next meeting starts at 10 o'clock, yes. Which means that your only option is to just get through it. That doesn't make the most of human talent. It just means that people are on a treadmill. People are just getting through their day. So it creates stress and it's less productive. I think the key for businesses to reduce stress in the workplace is to create more time and space. I also think that one of the key assets which is needed for successful businesses is to create time and space to construct new ideas, new creative thinking, to question practices. If people aren't creating that time and space to do that, then we're simply doing what we have already done, which is no good for the new dynamic and new marketplace that many businesses inhabit at the moment.
Some will say that the distribution of responsibilities is crucial for team success, even if there is no leader. How efficient is that in practice?
It's a great question. People think that strong teams have strong leaders. I don't believe that's true. I actually think that some of the best teams that I've worked in are a team of leaders. So self-policing is really important. If you can get a team that measures, coaches and polices itself, then you've got a really strong team. So everyone is equal in regard to their responsibility to develop each other and be developed by others.
In your opinion, what is it that motivates the worker the best?
I think what motivates people the best in business is having a sense of purpose. We don't give people a sense of purpose enough. There are too many companies with mission statements, but very few companies on a mission, and there's a big difference. Purpose is never achieved, it's attained on a daily basis. And what that means is that we shouldn't necessarily head towards an end goal. We should create something where people feel fulfilled and engaged every single day. It's hard for employers to do that, but it's essential to get the most out of the team of people, the community of people that work in the business.
Is EQ really a key to success, not only at work but also in life?
Yes, I think that there is too much emphasis on academic success. We still recruit people who have the talents and skills that we are after, which means that we create businesses in our own image. So there is not enough diversity, and I think the diversity comes from value in EQ, value in attitude, value in people's perspective, much more so than their academic qualifications.
At the end, who would you say is a good leader?
Who would I say is a good leader? There are very few good leaders, I think, in the public eye at the moment, because people are not necessarily realizing the way in which the world is changing, in the way in which it's needed. However, I do think that there are many organizations who are realizing that companies that were born for success in the 20th century, by definition, are born for failure or developed for failure in the 21st century. The best leaders will understand that you need to give up what is successful now to continue being successful.
Mr. Qureshi, thank you very much for your time and for this conversation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.